Today on the Topping Show, Bud Light has their worst sales week yet. Biden fundraising off to a slow start. Colin Kaepernick says capitalism is bad while publishing a new book for sale. John Taffer slams Bud Light. Washington State passes California for the highest gas prices. Good humor killing an iconic ice cream novelty. Tesla wins the most American car manufacturer by Cars.com. And their new factory may be in India. FTC to sue Amazon over their Prime. And Microsoft to decrease Xbox prices. All that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say, he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner and need a little assistance, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Now, other interesting culture news, you have Colin Kaepernick saying capitalism is bad while he's quite wealthy and making money because of capitalism. Now, many people know him as a failed NBA quarterback who subsequently was fired because he did such a poor job. But he made infinitely more being an activist, which in the United States is a full-time job for many, many people, and is surprisingly, thanks to capitalism, profitable. Now, he's worth a little over $40 million. Again, someone who couldn't play football and became an activist is worth $40 million. And he hates the country that's giving him $40 million. I can't keep driving that point home enough. That's more money than most people will see in a lifetime. Oh, not only does he worth about $40 million, he has a house worth $5.4 million in Las Vegas. So he has a house worth $5.4 million. Now, when asked for comment, or actually no one asked for his opinion. He just gives it all the time. I had to fix that grammar or that little faux pas right there. Now, last interview he was saying that, quote unquote, black liberation, unquote, is not possible under capitalism. This is while he promotes his new book, which is co-edited, which is proud, he says proud, he's very ambitious about the fact that it's co-edited by two famed Marxists. Now, I know history is not taught in hardly any time these days in public schools. We should probably be concerned why, but just think about that statement. Black liberation is not possible under capitalism. The United States, and if you look at who makes the most money in the United States, who makes the most money by, if you want to look by race demographics globally, the United States, African Americans earn the most per family household in the United States than any other country. Fact check me in that in the comment section. That was the last article I read a couple months back. But they make more here than anywhere else. Think of the most successful people in entertainment, sports, entertainment, entrepreneurship. I mean, Oprah is worth $1 billion. LeBron James is worth over $1 billion for throwing a piece of leather into a hoop, which, that's how you know I don't play basketball. I threw a ball once when I was a youngster. That was the extent of my basketball career. Did not go well. Actually, barely started. But there's more opportunity in the United States than any other country. If you look at who starts businesses in the United States, immigrants actually start businesses at a higher rate than people who are born here. The United States has more opportunity than any country on the planet. And yet, he says it's not possible. Where if you literally just work like hell, I always tell people 99% of what happens to you is determined by the person you see in the mirror every day. If you work like hell, you invest in yourself, you can make it. Look at the Brookings Institute. They've done the same study for years. They have consistently found that the number one way, I believe it's like 89% of the time, if you do these three things, you will stay out of poverty. 1, get a high school diploma or GED. 2, do not have children out of wedlock. And 3, get a job. You don't have to be a Fortune CIO or CEO. Just get a job. If you do those three things, you will an overwhelming majority of the time avoid poverty in the United States. And it blows my mind how many people still think, oh yeah, the US is terrible. There's no opportunity here. Capitalism is bad. When capitalism is quite literally the mechanism which allows it allows people to have literally everything you have in your life is thanks to the beauty of capitalism. Now, some people might push back on crony capitalism, which I think there are some concerns, of course, where the government chooses the winners and losers and they influence the private sector. So that could be a critique. But overall, if you look at the total good, capitalism has lifted more people out of poverty than any other mechanism in history. And all these morons, I can't think of a word or a term derogatory enough to describe people who are pushing communism. My family escaped communism. You don't see a single person moving back to Cuba to try to start a business. It doesn't happen. Because quite literally, the government it's not yours. And from a cultural perspective, it is fascinating to see someone who, again, hates the United States, but again, he's also publishing a book, and his book is for sale, which, again, he's offering a product or a service for you to purchase. If he was truly a communist, he would just give it away for free. But that's the most hilarious part of this, is that he's selling a book for people to buy. And none of this is, a lot of these celebrities, I think they just spew buzzwords to sound smart. You see this sometimes in the business world and even IT world, where if someone just, they think if they say enough buzzwords or keywords, they'll sound smart and eloquent, when really, you just have to ask them like one or two questions to get through the bullshit. That's why I always tell people, if you don't know something, be honest. Don't BS your way. People are going to see through it and then they won't respect you. There are many things I don't know anything about, and quite several things I know a little bit about. But I digress. From a cultural perspective, it is interesting to see United States society continue to reward people who don't like the United States, and ironically enough, reward them through capitalism and purchasing their products and their services. Time shall tell to see if that's a long-standing theme in the United States. Quite concerning. Hopefully it'll shift back and people start to appreciate the opportunities that are here, and hopefully they'll start to seize those opportunities, as we all can. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Can't thank you enough for taking time to like, subscribe, and comment. Each one of those things greatly helps out the channel. All your feedback and critique also greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.